Hello and welcome to another Teacher Kirby playthrough. Oh my goodness. And before I actually start my playthrough, we're going to be talking about tweaking our end level ship. Okay, so you'll notice, you may remember if you watched Preparing Your Level 50 ship, that I chose the Temporal Escort Tier 6, and I put some gear on it. This is not the gear, most of the gear that I started
Dance party
with.
starts in half a minute. Get out on
Ah,
the dance
this is what I get for
floor.
going to Ryza. Okay, so I've put some gear on my ship and I went to fly it, and you'll notice there was a different console here initially, and there as well. So I did make a couple changes already. I put in the timeline stabilizer to give me some haste. I went to the Lobby store and I bought the bioneural infusion circuits. I upgraded that to Epic Mark 14. Now this gives you, the reason I got it, I was looking for the 25% critical severity, which is important given that I'm using crit D3 and over. That over, I want to make sure that when it does proc, that it hits as hard as it can. Okay, so those are the two console changes that I made. Okay, I still have my 5 anti-proton meg regulators. The other changes that I made to this build were in the traits. Okay, so for my traits, I ground out some starships. You'll notice I have a total of 5 traits. I got nonlinear progression from leveling the temporal operative spec tree. Improved improved predictive algorithms from leveling the Intel spec tree. I got designated target from leveling the ship I'm in, the Temporal Escort. Numerical superiority came from the Tier 6 Hestia. Okay. Improved temporal insight because I had a Delta recruit. All hands on deck from the Tactical Command Battle Cruiser. And I leveled up the Tier 6 Arbiter, which gave me Emergency Weapon Cycle. These 3 traits, especially these first 2, Emergency Weapon Cycle and All Hands on Deck, are considered pretty much must have by the DPS community. So if you want to improve your DPS, these 2 are really good ones to have. Emergency Weapon Cycle gives you firing haste, meaning you fire faster, and a 25% weapon power cost reduction for the duration of your emergency power to weapons. Okay, so most DPS builds have emergency power to weapons, so this is one of the things that benefits from that skill. So the more you can have it up, the better. 2 copies will give you 100% uptime, meaning your weapons will cost less to fire and you will fire faster all the time. That's why this is such a good trait. All hands on deck reduces the cooldown of Science Bridge Officer abilities and Captain abilities. Captain abilities are things like all hands on deck, or sorry, not all hands on deck, are things like attack pattern alpha, go down fighting, etc., etc. Those kinds of things. So this gets reduced every time you use a tactical bridge officer skill. And then numerical superiority, of course, is you get a damage buff based on how many players in the team are targeting your target. You count as well in this. Okay, so you get 10% to 50% all damage, okay, based on the number of allies targeting your target. So this can be a pretty huge buff. And this, again, came from the Tier 6 Hestia. Alright, So this has been everything, of course, is a work in progress here. This has been tweaking your end level ship, and I will see you next time for more little tips and tricks. Have a good day.